Good night, good night, good night, and welcome to the Zenaida Moya Show. I am your host, Zenaida. It's a pleasure to be here on this beautiful, it's a very nice Tuesday. It's a Tuesday that will no doubt enlighten you, and it's one whereby we hope that you will be engaged in the topic. It's a very important topic, and it's one that no doubt you will want to tune into. So sit back, relax, and as I usually say, ensure that you share the feed, ensure that we enlighten other viewers on the topic that we're discussing. Tonight, we have with us someone who will be imparting some knowledge on us, and her name, let me make sure that I can say this name very well, you understand? Because her name is Oyin Opabonmi.
Yes.
All right. I feel pretty good about that. You understand? So, Oyin, but I'm going to just say Oyin so that it's easier on me. All right? We will be discussing different issues. But before we get into it, I want to just give a warm welcome to all of you, our viewers, and introduce Oyin. Oyin Opabonme is part of the Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. It is based out of Houston. It's, I must say, it's an organization that I have been in contact with since 2006. I recall my first term as mayor, I had met with the different delegates. At the time it was the executive director. And since then, we have really, I've seen that they have continued to, visit Belize and to engage with Belizean businesses, and of course with our own Belizean Chamber of Commerce, of which I'm a member of that. So with that said, I don't want to go into the Tri-County Black Chamber of Commerce because I will want you to say something about it. All right? It's not about hearing from me. We want to hear from Oyin. So good night, Oyin.
So how are you? Good night. Thank you so much for having me first and foremost.
Yes.
I'm really honored to be here. This is an amazing opportunity. I'm glad to be a part of the Tri-County Black Chamber of Commerce. This is actually my first time visiting Belize.
Yes.
I felt so welcome since I've been here. The people are great. The people are very warm in welcoming me into the country. But as far as the Tri-County Black Chamber of Commerce, it's really just an organization for black citizens of the United States to also make an impact within other countries, to network and, create business opportunities for themselves pertaining to their business. It allows us to foster economic growth, and it just allows us to network and build those partnerships and relationships when visiting abroad. So we don't only do business in Belize; we're all over the globe. So it's obviously important to make sure that you are stepping into the country that you are about to do business with. You have to make sure you welcome yourself. You have to make sure people know your face. You have to make sure people know what you are about, what your business is about before actually doing business in that country. So that's really what they're about. And being that it is my first time being a member of the Tri-County, I'm just really honored to just have this opportunity.
Yes. Well, Oyin, we're pretty happy to have you with us. And as usual, I'm on my phone because normally when we start the show, we normally, just say a little hi to some of our viewers. And so before we get into it, let me just go ahead. First of all, Harold Lecoq, good night, my friend. He's tuning in all the way in the south from Toledo. Good night, my friend. Pastor Randy Rai, he says blessings to all. He says it's hard to hear her, Marvin. So let's make sure that we're hearing. Thank you, Pastor. He's listening all the way in Canada. All right. So Alberta, Canada, he's listening from Alberta, Canada. Isaac E. Kelly, good night, my friend. He's saying good night and happy Women's Month to all the women. Okay, and so I don't want to get into more, but I just want to tell everybody good night, and just tonight we're going to discuss about one of the first things I want us to discuss about is the men's health. And I know that this is International Women's Day, and also it's the month that we celebrate women. You know what? Let's get into first that affects women, and then we're going to go to the men's health.
Yes, before I actually
Sure.
dive into that, I just want to give a background about myself and as well as, our business. So,
Sure.
unfortunately, my mother, she could not be here today, but she's actually the practicing nurse of our company, Goodwill Global, which is the parent company. And then under that, we have Compost Family Practice, and it's a business that comes under Goodwill Global, but we focus on wellness services, medical aesthetics, as well as preventative care. So my mother, she's actually been a nurse for over 25 years, Dr. Abiola Baluni. She's been a nurse practitioner for over 6 years, so she's well-rounded in the field. She's also a member of the National Association of Nurses Practitioners, so she's very well-rounded. She has a lot of experience dealing with patients. She takes care of all the patients that come into our clinic to make sure that they are, feeling the best that they can feel. She makes them feel welcome like family. Like, she doesn't just treat people as if they're just normal patients, but she makes sure she builds that connection with them. So I'm really just here making sure I represent the company well. So I do want to speak and allow you guys to understand what we do offer within the clinic and speak on some issues and try to enlighten you guys and make sure that you understand that we're here for you and the services that we offer, because well-being is important. Wellness is important on a day-to-day lifestyle. Like, you have to make sure you're taking care of your bodies. You have to make sure that you understand what you are putting into your bodies. Like, wellness is a good thing. We all want to live long, so yes. That's a very important thing.
Exactly, and thank you for that, because good night, Nancy, my friend, Keenan, everybody else that's tuning in. Thank you. When it comes to wellness, first and foremost, we have recently gone through a pandemic, right?
Yes.
And it has been something that has taken its toll on us. And we understand that, for example, I know that, let me see, I hear a little echoing, so trying to see if it's who's, okay, yeah. So I want to say that a lot of us have, I guess some people have gone through different anxiety, and their immune system is very low, it's weak. A lot has happened over the past 2 years in particular. Persons were stopped from exercising. We couldn't go out and exercise. We were asked just to stay indoor, and people were just really leading sedentary lifestyle. And so, to a great extent, our wellness is called into question. And so it's very important that we delve into it. And I saw today, someone, I won't call his name, but young fella, and he's losing some of his hair. Now this is a very, very young guy, extremely young guy. So we need to look into these things and ensure that people are doing well. And I see, because I told him, I said, hey, listen, we're going to be discussing certain things that it also has to do with issues that, for example, your hair, falling out and hair restoration. But I want you to tell us about some of the services and what have you. And as she mentioned, for example, Houston is only 2 hours away. It's just 2 hours away. As a matter of fact, I must say I have a lot of friends from Houston, and it's a little close back and forth. And so to be able to get certain procedures done that especially that is not offered in Belize, to know that we could get them in Houston is definitely a positive, and I'm all for supporting, you know, and you know, I don't discriminate against anybody, but I'm all for supporting, you know, our black-owned businesses, and so it's definitely, you know, a pleasure. And so go ahead and tell us about, for example, some of the issues and I had mentioned to you, I said, listen, I want you to tell me a little bit about, I think it's the PRP. Let me see. Yeah, I had told you about the platelet-rich plasma. So I looked into it, but of course I want you to speak a little bit about that and tell us the benefits and what your mom, who's also, you say nurse practitioner, but she is a doctor, to go ahead and discuss about this, especially as it regards to hair loss, you understand, and what it can do, and also as it regards, we're going to delve into the men's health issues. Okay?
So our clinic, Go Global, which is the parent company, but our clinic, Palm Oaks Family Practice, is actually located in Fairlake, Texas, which is 20 minutes from Galveston. If some of you may know where Galveston is.
Yes.
35 minutes from Houston, but it's like 3 hours from Belize. So we're literally right there. Instead of flying abroad to indulge in some of these services that we offer, you can literally just catch a flight and visit us in Clear Lake. And I just want to touch on a few of the services that we do offer, such as Ms. Moya has kindly introduced into the subject. So we do offer IV therapy. So if some of you may have seen these drip bags in the hospital, usually after you undergo surgery, the doctor may give you this drip bag so that you can recuperate within your energy. It's usually given to people like recovering.
Yes.
But within this drip bag, it's called a Myers cocktail. So being that, where that name actually derives from is from Dr. John Myers, hence the name Myers cocktail. But this drip bag, it is so beneficial. Like it's packed with so many vitamins, all the B's, B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin D, magnesium, calcium. So it's packed with so many vitamins, and being that you don't have to take it orally and it's being injected into your veins directly into your bloodstream, you feel the results almost instantaneously. It's not something that you have to worry about, you know, taking on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
Once you take this this drip bag, like, trust me, I have taken it a few times, and I'm telling you, like, the results, they're almost instantaneous.
Wow.
It feels great. It helps to rejuvenate the body. If you based on like your day-to-day activities, I will say that like a person, you know, trying to recover from a hangover can take this drip bag, but a person that's trying to recover from a hangover and a person that partakes in heavy labor such as heavy lifting, truck driving,
yes,
they may have to add a few more components into this drip bag. So, but we do offer several packages of this Myers cocktail. So they range from $100 to $250. So based on your day-to-day activities, it's really something that you can personalize yourself. You can take it once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. Like it's really just based on you. But I'm telling you, like it's something great. Like it really, 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 really helps to rejuvenate your body and your energy. So that's coming from me. And
I saw the long list of things that are in it, so it's like really potent.
Yes.
It's like really potent. I can see how definitely it would really be a boost. And then as it regards to the hair loss, because I know that's definitely. In fact, you go ahead. Go ahead.
So the platelet-rich plasma, it's basically a procedure that you start by drawing blood from the person undergoing the procedure. Then we take the blood, or Dr. Abby, she takes the blood and spins it into a centrifuge machine and draws out the plasma from the blood. So it's not coming from any, you know, chemically based like products. It's not coming from someone else. It's coming directly from you.
Yes.
So there's so many nutrients that are inside of plasma that can even help with joint pain. Athletes even use this like to help combat joint pain. So, like I was saying though, we do take the plasma and then it is then re-injected into the scalp, which then promotes hair growth. Yes. So it's a really great thing. A lot of our patients have done it multiple times. They come back. The process does take 2 to 3 months to actually finish, but you have to do 3 to 4 sessions over a 6-week period to actually see the results. But once you do it, you'll definitely notice the drastic results in 2 to 3 months. So it's a great thing. Plasma has a whole bunch of nutrients within it.
Yes.
And it really helps.
Okay.
It really helps for no hair growth.
Okay, and what are some of the reasons why women and men would be losing their hair? I mean, other than when you get older, sometimes that would happen. And I say sometimes because I see older persons and sometimes their hair is extremely thick. It's like my grandmother, she had long hair that was never an issue for her. So, but what's some of the reasons?
So
stress?
That can be stress. That can come from genetics, you know. Not everybody is blessed with having, big, luscious hair. It can be due to stress, like I said, high tension, high stress workplaces, or high stress environments. That can cause hair loss.
Yes.
A lot of things. There are various things that can cause hair loss.
Okay, and so like for someone, let's say, because I had certain persons message me, and for example, they said they've had issues, for example, after they've done their relaxing of the hair, they've had issues when it comes to hair loss. And of course, you have men who also have lost their hair and they want to get back, that nice full head of hair. What can they do? How can they reach out and what can they do to ensure that they get it, and more or less what's the cost of the procedure?
So, really, I can give you guys, based on informational purposes, I can tell you guys that it does range from $300 to $650, but being that it's an individualized thing, you would have to book a consultation on our website, palmoaks for familypractice.com. So the letter F, www.palmoaksfpractice.com. You would have to book a consultation with Dr. Abby, so that way she can actually explain to you guys what the process is and what you will undergo when you're going through the process of actually getting the platelet-rich plasma and everything like that. She'll give you a more detailed response because I don't have a background in medicine. I have a background in business. So she's actually the practicing nurse, the healthcare provider of the clinic. So she would be able to give you guys a much more, detailed response as to what it entails.
Okay, so let's focus on since she could not make it the show. So let's zero in on the areas where you can help with. So then when you speak about the figure, like it ranged from like 350, that's in US dollars,
Yes.
and so people just need to realize that because we do have viewers also from Belize. I see Adolfo Carlos Garcia. I know he's tuning in from Mexico, but when we try to speak, we're normally speaking in Belize dollars. So but seriously, I know that it's a big deal, and that's like a procedure that, let's say I was suffering from hair loss. I mean, I'm not, but if they're ever, if I ever, would have been suffering, I would have been happy for such a procedure, because it's something that, I was looking into it, and what I was seeing is that it actually works, and people can get back hair. You understand? And it's not something that's so invasive that, it's, oh my gosh, you're so afraid to get it, right? So it's a procedure, and how long would that procedure take?
So the procedure, it mainly takes about like an hour. It's not too long, but like I said, you would have to undergo like 3 to 4 procedures over a 6-week period.
Yeah.
Every but you would have to do that every 6 weeks for like a 2 to 3 month time frame to actually see those drastic results. So, but the actual procedure, it doesn't really take too long.
So if somebody, you're going for a holiday, let's say they're going for a holiday depending on how long, or for a business meeting, you know, or whatever it is that they're going for, you know, they already make their appointment and then they go get it done, and then, but they have to wait for like, you're saying how long?
Like an hour.
Like an hour, and then like the next. Okay, the mic, your mic.
You can't hear me?
Okay, all right. Okay, we'll be right back. Let's just ensure that we can hear her. Yes. All right, we just wanted to make sure everything is okay. But welcome back. We're tuning in to the Zenaida Moya show. Let's go back live. Yes. So, you know, Counselor Micah Goodin, good night, my friend. Thanks for tuning in. Barry Elizabeth, all right, okay, all right. Houston in the house. Good night. I want to just, you know, we were speaking just now, and you know, I'm always in the U.S. I've always been in the U.S.
Well, come visit us.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, you know. I mean, I would need a hair procedure, but you know, something, you know, we're gonna have to look at it because. I want us to look at different areas. So you guys deal with even, and I want to get in because like we women, one of the main things that we look into, other than I know some women need to deal with their hair, and definitely because hey, we always need to look good, and I mean just it's a way to, you know, ensure that you have this good self-confidence about yourself when you walk out.
Right, look good, feel good.
Exactly, look good, feel good. And so, but also when it comes to weight management, and then thereafter, I want us to delve into men's health and the different issues whereby you guys, the procedures you do can help in men's health issues, especially as it regards to aging men. And I fully well understand that some of these issues don't only deal with aging men. Sometimes guys are young and, you know, they suffer certain, you know, certain issues, certain problems. But when it comes to weight management and all that, what's
so with weight management, within the clinic, we do 2 comprehensive exams to see, it's just, you know, just to see just to analyze the person and, sorry, is there echo?
Yeah.
Sorry, just to analyze the person and see how we can help them. Like, we just take a comprehensive exam. One has a comprehensive exam, one doesn't. So that's really just the difference between the weight management services that we offer. Okay. So, but as far as like the IV therapy, that really does help within, like, you know, helping you feel good and look good, because it's packed with so many vitamins. I really just have to reiterate how good this IV therapy is. Like, I take it often, and I'm telling you, every time that I take it, like, it's just like, wow, like I feel rejuvenated. So that does go along with, you know, feeling good and making sure that you know what you're intaking into your body. That's very important. It's important to take vitamins. If you're a person that doesn't like to take vitamins orally, then the IV drip is something that can help you. Men and women can take it. It's not only for women. A lot of men feel like they don't need to focus on wellness, but it's something that everyone has to focus on. If you want to live long and you want to be healthy in your long age, then it's important to make sure that you are taking care of your body, you are paying attention to what you're eating, to have a balanced diet, not only to just be eating sugary foods all the time, but also make sure if you're a person that doesn't like eating fruits, just make sure that you're doing your research and you're understanding what you are actually putting into your body, because that's the key. That's the key.
I see that your mom, Dr. Abiola Ahala Opabudme.
Ajala Opabudme.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So she says she's online. She can answer some questions if needs be.
Yeah.
So, but you're gonna try and ensure that you can deal with things. So as long as you can handle, she can sit back and watch you do your thing. And you're doing a very good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I want to say though that men's health is a big deal. We have the issue of different issues that face men, especially as they get older. Mm-hmm. One of the big issues has to do with erectile dysfunction. Mm-hmm. Okay, recently, I won't say any names, but a friend of mine, kind of little high profile, it was said that this person, he died instead of a heart attack. But some persons were saying, and I don't know how they know about this, but that it's because he takes Viagra, right? And this is, this Viagra issue. Now, these men will take it, certain men will take it, and, and I must say that whilst we have our technician Marvin Martinez is in the house. We also have Kelvin LeBron Moya Flowers, my son assistant. He's right there. So, but yes, I can say the word Viagra, and just say that is something that people use. But is that something that men can forego?
Yes, within our clinic, we do treat erectile dysfunction, men's health, regenerative health. We do treat that. I don't want to dive too much into it because, like I said, I don't have a background in medicine. That you would have to book a consultation with Dr. Abby through the website. All the contact information is there. So please, by any means, if you do have more questions about, erectile dysfunction, she would be the one to educate you, as she is the practicing nurse. She is the doctor. The healthcare provider of the clinic, so she has all the answers to your questions if you have questions about erectile dysfunction. But moving forward, I do want to say that it's not something that men that do have erectile dysfunction, it's not something that you should be embarrassed about. We all have certain problems that are maybe a sensitive subject that we don't want to really let anybody know, but by any means, feel free to ask questions. And
they should not feel ashamed.
Right, exactly.
I was told, no, I'm not a man, but I was told that when men hit their 40s, there's changes, you know what I'm saying? And so, beyond 45, 46, 47 years old, things in some men, depending, I guess, in how well their health is and so forth, and how well they exercise and things like that. But issues in that area start to come up. But it's nothing at all. I mean, this is part of life. Nothing at all to be ashamed of. But that is why, though, we wouldn't want them to resort in to certain pills or concoction that may hurt them. You understand? And in terms of ensuring that they get more, well affordable, but very sensible, more preventative measures that you guys also would be discussing with them would be, I believe, in my view, I was looking into it, safer.
Yes, much safer. Yeah,
much safer, and then we had also spoken about the testosterone shot and things like that. Speak to us.
So that's really, like I said, we do treat erectile dysfunction. There's something that it's kind of a newer thing, but it's a lot more healthier than, you know, the traditional Viagra and the, you know, over-the-counter, you know, medicine to treat erectile dysfunction. There's something much safer that we do offer in our clinic, but I do want you guys to book the consultation with Dr. Abby in order to, you know,
It's a pity we didn't
gain
get
more
her online. It would have
information.
been nice to have her, but I think she said
Yeah, she's
couldn't make it.
she's in a business meeting right
yeah,
now.
but
So
she's here now. It's
unfortunately-
unfortunate, but I don't think we can pull her on. It's okay. It's okay. You know, it would have been good if we could have still pulled her on if we could have, and we're gonna hold off on it. Yeah, all right. So, since we didn't set up, and
Yeah.
we'd have to try. We would have had to try and pull her on, other than probably speak to her.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling the people that they can.
Yeah.
She's accessible. Like, don't think she's here to answer
on
your
WhatsApp?
questions. Yeah, she is on WhatsApp. But we have a business phone number on the website. We also have an email that you guys can send in questions. You can call if you have questions. You can call and ask about that. So I really do encourage you guys to
Let me
you know,
speak
do
with
that.
her, because you know our show, we try to inform viewers immediately about stuff.
Right.
All right. She's saying that the penile shot is far better and is using the platelet in your blood to treat the ED. It's been proven, and if you don't want to be taking pills every day, you should try the shot. All right, and call us to clarify your questions. And so that is something. See, the penile shot. I'm not sure where the penile shot goes, if it goes down there.
It does.
It does
Yeah.
go down there. Okay, I don't. It's painful, no?
It's not really
Probably.
too painful, but she will be the one to inform you guys on that.
But she's saying that it's far better. You know, it's far better, and it's using the platelet in your blood to treat the erectile dysfunction, and that it's proven. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's better than the pill. So definitely you need to look into this. And for all you men, and I'll tell you, you know, I've heard discussions, and you know, men, you know, after a while, we wouldn't want them to just be resorting to certain things and then, or just giving up on life, you know, thinking that, you know, especially let's say they don't have a family as yet, and they feel that particular problem comes in, and that, oh my gosh, they won't ever be able to get someone. You know, there's no reason to give up on life. You know, there's no reason to give up on intimacy, or give up on having a companion, you know, and a regular lifestyle. You're saying this procedure, and it's very close. They can go by, and I mean, in terms of the, it's only one flight away. It's literally one flight away. I mean, so come on. I mean, most of us have gone there. So what else? Because I know that diabetes and all these issues, they also plague both men and women. And you know, I was looking and seeing that there's also something you guys deal with as it regards to that. I mean, tell us about that.
So, like I said, we are in preventative care, we are in medical aesthetics, and we try to combat these things before they actually occur. So it's better to try to prevent something than, you know, already dealing with the aftermath of it. So it's best to, you know, take care of your body to the best of your ability before these problems occur. So like I said, we do try to prevent a whole bunch of issues before they occur. We don't really deal too much with like, you know, STDs and all of that, but we are a wellness clinic, so everything dealing with wellness we partake in. So that's really what I wanted to say on that.
Okay, Adolfo says awareness is wellness.
Yes.
Awareness is wellness. So what other procedures you feel could be helpful?
So there is one more thing. We are partnered with Turkeyana Clinic in Turkey. So they deal with, like, you know, plastic surgery and BBLs and all these types of surgeries. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because if you do go to Turkey and you decide to undergo a plastic surgery operation, you can follow up with us in the States, and we do post-operative care. Dr. Abby, she treats wounds. After surgery, she makes sure she follows up, make sure all the stitches and everything are clean, so that way nothing is infected, nothing gets tampered with. Like, she makes sure that you are feeling the best possible way you can feel. After undergoing the surgery, we don't want anything to go wrong after the surgery. We want to make sure things are clean. What did he say? What was his name?
Adolfo.
Awareness is wellness. So you have to make sure that you're taking care of your body and just being aware.
Okay. I wanted to discuss the. Okay. So you also, and then as regards to physical, how important is physical? I know that people say, okay, well, you can get physical here, but how important is physical?
So physical exercise as well and wellness, they go hand in hand. So if you are exercising on a daily basis and eating right, having a balanced diet, those go hand in hand. It goes hand in hand. If you exercise and pay attention to what you're putting in your body, there's no way that you will not, be healthy.
Yeah, Ruben Martinez says healthy eating and exercise is a key to good health and good sex. Cut out sodas and foods with too much sugar.
Yeah.
You see? Dr. Abiola says, if chronic issues do arise, we can fix too. But you can follow up with your provider there. And indeed, I mean, because one of the procedures I just saw, even in Belize we have a lot of diabetes. Unfortunately, diabetes is a big way, Abiola said, is there a way to call in so that I can contribute? Can she call in through the WhatsApp and just so we can, okay, all right, so, or can she call in through your phone?
Sure.
Yeah, get your phone.
Or do you guys have like a Zoom link or something?
No.
Okay,
Just call in, Just call in, and then we're gonna use your lapel, or had I had my number shared with her, go ahead.
No problem.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good.
And also, I want to use this time to say that if you do want to book a consultation, we are offering 25% off with the discount code BEL22. So BEL for Belize, but BEL22. We're offering 25% off for any consultation. So, take that to your advantage, use that to your advantage, and
yeah. Exactly.
So yes, let me call.
Yeah, so as she goes ahead and call, and we're gonna try and see so that she can use your mic.
Can we call through your phone? Cause
of course. I just don't have her number.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, just
on WhatsApp.
Just share the number.
Yeah,
just
okay.
send it to me and then I'll call her. You just share it to my Yeah, because we'd love to hear from her. I mean, she had it's just something that came up, but we would have wanted her here. So go ahead.
Okay.
Just send me her number.
Thing is, I don't have signal.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You don't have WhatsApp here. I mean, you don't have your
like service.
Yeah, we should have put her on today. All right. Give me your phone.
Yeah, right. That's her number though.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Just share this with me.
That's her number right there.
All right, but I want to call her through WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Let me put it on your phone because I don't have service.
Put it on so I can talk. I don't have time to But yeah. So for our viewers, just make sure you put the +1, and once we're good. Yeah.
Okay. +1.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You have it +1. You have it. You have her name.
I just added it, but I have to put the.
All right. So what we can tell you is that once you just get her online or through WhatsApp, you can just reach through WhatsApp, and then we'll be able to put her on. Um, so, but yeah, you now have to make sure that one, you sleeping plays a big role. And I'll tell you, even myself, I can tell you that I have really had to, you know, I'm a workaholic. I've told some of you about it, but I will tell you that sleeping plays a big role, and the stress level that people are going through is immense. And you now see people now. I mean, we've seen. Oh, okay,
Yes,
she's
on.
here?
Yes.
Okay, all right, yeah. Okay, so let's see. Hi, Dr. Abiola, are you hearing us?
Yes, hello, how are you? Good evening.
Yes, good evening. We're doing quite fine. Hopefully we can hear well. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm trying to step away from the video so that it doesn't distract.
Yes, doesn't have that echo. Okay, yeah, we wish you could have joined us on the show, but so we could see your face, but you know, we do have a photo of her on the flyer, so you can see exactly who you're speaking with. And but tell us a little bit about the different men's health issues and why it is that, you know, men go through it, and what you guys can do to help men. All right, especially like, you know, some of the key issues that you feel are plaguing men in general.
Yes, I know it's a very sensitive issue, especially to our men. And can you hear me?
Yes. You guys can hear, right? You know, I always depend on our viewers to ensure everything is okay. Yeah, they said everything is fine.
Okay, so men's issues, I mean, they have a couple of issues, and I know that some of them don't want to discuss it, especially on hair, okay? But we do try to help men in order to gain their confidence, and that is the reason why I specialize in that aspect of men's health, because I know that some men, they don't want to talk about it. So when they come to my clinic, I try to consult with them, and I do have a positive result. When they come back, they give me good reports. So we try to build up their energy level. We look into their testosterone level too. Since we know that most of those men, when they tell you that they are tired, some will just feel fatigue. They don't really know what is going on with their health. So we want to check them. We want to do a comprehensive test, like we check the testosterone level, we do the blood work to at least see what the level is. So each man, every single man, they have different issues, okay? But we cannot tell unless we do some physical assessment or do some blood work. So it differs, but part of the things I do in the clinic to help these men is to, you know, do what we call the PRP. I try to inject the organ. I don't want to mention it on here, but like you mentioned, it's called the P shots, okay? So we do that. If you want to rule out like taking pills daily, okay, like the Viagra that you mentioned, some people, we know that that is good for heart. It's good for heart also. You know, some people use it for hypertension.
Okay. How long would that treatment last? For example, the P shot, and I mean, I won't be ashamed to say it, penis. All right. So is that what would be injected, and how long would that shot last for in terms of the help that it can give?
Okay, so it can take from 12 to 18 months. It can last from 12 to 18 months, but it has to be a session.
That's a 1 year to a year and a half. That's pretty good.
Yes, but it's a sessional. You have to do it at least 3 times, okay? The first one, you do it 4 weeks, interval. So you do the first one, then the second month, and then it can be 6 months later. Because it depends on the level of the platelet that you have in your body. Your platelet might be different from, the platelet of Mr. A may be different from that of Mr. B.
Yes.
So, but when we see the amount, that is what we actually help. But at the other end, we do what we call the shockwave therapy too, because some men, you know, it may be because of the plugs that they have by the side of the penis that is constructing the flow of sperm. So when we now use the shockwave, some people call it Gaines wave. You can do the research. You can tell them to Google it and see what it does. We have all those equipments. We have done several of these procedures. Like I said, people come back to appreciate. Some men even bring their wives, and their wives are so happy about it that they give the clinic and the provider some shade. I mean, they can say, okay, we want to just appreciate you.
Yes.
So it's a good procedure. But when my general manager, who happened to be my daughter, was talking about the hair restoration too, it helps with hair restoration also, because when we take out from that and we inject the rich plasma, mind you, in the blood we have the rich plasma and we have the poor plasma. So the rich plasma is actually what, after we spin the blood, that we extract.
Okay.
And then inject.
All right.
So it's a lot of information which time cannot permit us to discuss tonight.
Yes. So if someone now has hair loss, okay, and that person, be it a woman who, especially, you know, putting in relaxer and all these different chemicals in your hair, you know, at times you could lose your hair. You know what I'm saying? And then men, you know, when they're in the aging process, they may start losing their hair. The procedure that what do you call it? The plasma.
The platelet-rich plasma.
Yes, that. So when that is done, you know, I had asked earlier about it, but since you're on the line, what exactly would be done, and like how long or that you would be able to? She had said the results would be, I think you said about what?
It takes about 2 to
4 to 6 weeks. Okay, so what exactly and we're also, I wanted to really delve into how people can go get it. You understand? She did mention about it, but since I have you on the line, what can you tell us about that?
Yes, with that, that's why, you know, we partner with a clinic in Turkey who is also, what they do mostly is if you want to do like a procedure like planting of the hair and you want a quick result, what we do is just maintenance. Okay, we can start it, but if you want it to be quick,
Yes.
you know,
Okay.
and you know, there are different ways to go about this. If you just want to stay within the country, you just want us to inject that and you give it time to grow,
Yes.
then that's fine too.
Yes.
But with the application of other things, because there are other things that come in and with that, not just the PRP, okay?
Okay.
So there are other things that we had to eat, but we don't really do that frequently, you know, but for those that have been done, we see results.
Okay.
But it just takes like 3 to 6 months, thereabout, you know.
Hey, that's pretty good for, you know, that's not bad. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, that's better than not having hair for years, you know. I mean,
You just have to be patient and be compliant with whatever instructions we give. But you know, the problem is that some people are not compliant.
yes.
When you tell them to do this, you know, when they leave your clinic, they do something else, or they tell you they don't have the time, you know. But you have to work with us to work with you.
Yes.
You know, you have to be compliant. Whatever instruction we give, then you follow, then we'll see results.
Okay, all right. I want to just check to see if anybody has any questions, other questions that they may be saying. All right.
Yes, I can't view the questions,
yes.
okay? Because I'm by the screen.
Yeah. So no, we're okay. Adolfo just said good call. Of course, he thanks you for being on here. For the consciousness of our health and beauty. The show is really making a difference to reach our people in and out of Belize. Thanks for your time and services, Doctor. So, Doctor, we don't want to stay any much, but just to say that people can, and I know that Oyin will speak on that, to say how we can get through and how easy we will be able to reach out to you and see what can be done. So I'm gonna thank you for for allowing us to speak with you on air. Thank you.
And also, sorry, and also if you think you have people there who needs this ID, we can come in there, just do like a session for them, because I don't really know how it works between the United States and Belize, but we can show you how those IV therapy is. I can talk more about it.
I love
if I permit some other time, if
I
you want to
love
organize exposition, kind of
I love that. I love that. You know what?
Come and then do it as a discounted rate instead of flying down to the US. If that works, I will have to talk to
Doctor, I think that is an awesome thing. If we would, of course, after the show we're going to share all the information, but what if, for example, it would be prohibitive for many Belizeans to go there, just you come in or whatever, with whatever you have, it would be awesome.
Yeah, this ID thing, I'm telling you, it works miracles.
Yes.
Because it's kind of multivitamins that boost your energy. It helps all those cells. If you can go read and research about it, you will see what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Especially the Dr. Maya's cocktail. I don't know if Oyi mentioned that, because I joined this talk show late because I have other meetings. I just have to step out of the meeting just to support her, because she doesn't know anything medically, but I believe she did well too.
Yes,
she's in business.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's why I said, if you guys have any question, just direct it to me. But I don't mind if you want me to come there, bring my supplies, and then just give it like a kind of treatment to your people. We'll be glad to do that. It's just my schedule is tight, but out of my busy schedule, I can always find time. So if you can, we will talk about that at the end of the end of this show, so that if you want us to bring it down to you, I can explain it better. I show you that we see the profits. The benefits of all this, because see, it's better to prevent than to kill. Right?
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
So when you do all this, you see, I give this IV thing. I myself take it every 3-4 weeks.
Okay.
And I don't go to the hospital. I don't get sick.
Yes.
It helps with stress management. It helps with fatigue. It helps, a lot of things. So we need to stay healthy. We need to keep ourselves healthy, and we'll talk about other things that has to do with health when the time permits.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Doctor. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to tune into her now and see.
Yes.
But this is definitely something I'm going to speak with her and see how, this is how this could be arranged, so that possibly you would be able to come in but of course the people would have to, already be communicating and, pushing, because I want people to get the benefits, you know, of these procedures, especially when it comes to hair loss, especially men who need that assistance. You know, we want our Belizeans, we want, and I'm talking about Belizeans here, of course I know people are tuning in, you know, otherwise, because even from Canada, from Uganda, of course from Mexico. So it's not only here, we have viewers also from El Salvador, we have viewers from different places. But we, in terms of Belize now, that they would be able to get this particular procedure, this treatment. So we're gonna do it. Is there any last word you would like to speak on before you go?
Any what? Sorry?
Anything you would like to, anything that you would like to say to us before you, you know, before we move on to OE?
I just want to thank everyone for listening, and I want to thank you for having us on your show. This is our first time, but we believe it's not going to be the last time, okay?
Definitely.
So we are glad to come, and we are glad to be part of the show for tonight. So thank you very much, everyone. Thanks for listening, and thanks for, what will I say now? Thanks for everything, okay?
Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you. You have a wonderful good night. Bye-bye. Yeah, brilliant woman, brilliant. I think that is the way, because I honestly feel that if we could, you know, just promote, I've seen so many women porting, I see them, you know, men balding, and I know that you could see that they have a bit of
self-consciousness.
Yeah, you know, and I do know that it's an issue with men. They are suffering in silence, and if they don't have to go through that, and whichever other areas, I mean, you know, that can help them, the different procedures, why not? You know, if she could come in, so it's something that we'd have to push. We're going to have to dialogue. We definitely would have to just dialogue a little bit more, just to see how it can be arranged. You know, if it means, you know, we'll be communicating.
Yes, of course.
And pushing, and I'll be sharing your website. Yes. So, I mean, by the way, just say the website.
www.palmoaks, F, the letter F as in family, practice.com. So www.palmoaksfpractice.com. And like I said, you can book a consultation. All of the contact information to reach Dr. Abby is listed on the website. So I do encourage you guys to reach out. Any questions that you do have, just, you know, reach out and contact her, and she'll be able to answer all your questions.
Yeah, we only have a few minutes left for the show, but I want to just say that I will need to share that on the Zenaida Moya Show Facebook page as well.
Okay.
Just to ensure that people can reach out.
Yes, ma'am.
And then, as the doctor had rightly mentioned, you know, preventative. Let's move to that preventative care. You understand? And so when it comes to even the stress levels and things like that, it would be better that you know, we take better care. And I do see some of our people, they were mentioning about that.
Yes.
Yeah. So yes. Adolfo says, thanks, doctor, you are so kind. Precious Louis Silas, yes, good night,
Hello.
tuning in, good night. Tri-County Black Chamber of Commerce, beautiful woman there. And yes, so it's right in here. And I want to tell everybody that we will be sharing that also. Otherwise, what I would want to come out from this is that if more of, and it's not only Belizeans, like I told you, people will, and this show will be shared elsewhere, and people will be able to see it in different parts, and they'll be able to come in, reach out to you guys, you know, and get that help.
Perfect. Please do. We encourage it.
Yeah.
Please.
Even we may have our family in the U.S., we may have our family in Canada, my friends in Canada, you know, whichever part of the country, whichever part of the world that may need this procedure, and you know, you're right there.
Right.
You know,
3 hours.
You would be right there, very close by.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, in the Houston.
We're in Clear Lake, which is like 35 minutes from Houston, 20 minutes from Galveston. So we're literally right there, 3 hours from Belize. So we're in close proximity. So we
Was
do
Clear
encourage you
Lake,
to visit.
I think 2019 I was in, I think I was near Clear Lake when they had a flooding. I think it was in, I think I was there a while. I think it was in September. There was a huge flooding going on, and I was kind of.
Yeah, the circumstances are much better now. There's no flooding.
Well, when I hear Clear Lake, I always remember. I mean, I was okay. I was okay. I didn't suffer any problems, and they handled it well. So that wasn't any big deal. But it was I just remember. I will always remember Clear Lake. Of course, I have friends there who have gone to Clear Lake High School and are from that area, who live in that particular area. Yes, hi, Precious Louis, and it would have been nice. Definitely want to see you again, Precious. But I want to just close off, give you a few, invite you to say whatever you want to say. Yes. To our viewers. Normally this show is shared, and we'll be putting it on YouTube as well. We also have our Rumble channel, so because we have viewers on different mediums, and so it's just not everybody will tune in through Facebook. Some people refuse to get Facebook. They're only gonna go on Rumble channel or on YouTube, and that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? So we try to meet people where they're at. But yeah. So
I want to thank all the viewers for tuning in. We want to just thank you guys for supporting us and showing us the kindness that you have been showing us since I've stepped into the country. I also want to thank the Tri-County Black Chamber of Commerce for giving me this opportunity to come to Belize and to network and to create these connections with amazing people that just want to welcome us into the business sector of things. So I'm really just glad to be here. I'm honored. Thank you, Miss Moya, for having me on the show. I'm really glad that you gave us the platform to speak on our business and to invite people and educate people as well based on our services, and just give y'all enlighten y'all as to what we do offer in the clinic and what we do offer in our business.
Okay, thank you very much. And so I want to go ahead and thank everybody. As I mentioned, I'll be sharing certain information further, and just so people can contact you guys. Yes. Because as much as maybe some of you will want to contact me about it, I'm not the one who will be doing, the service. It would be good that you would contact directly there. And so I will be sharing the website. It was shared in here as well, but we will share it on the page just so people can start to read up and see if the procedure is something that would be beneficial to them, would be necessary. And so you guys could look at the possibility, for example, depending on how many persons, being able to come, maybe come to Belize and just be able to meet with the different persons, let's say come for, I don't know, I'm just saying maybe 2-3 days, whatever it is, and just try to, deal with this. Yes. And it would be a positive, it would be it would be a win-win situation, I believe. Of course. And of course, I would always want to welcome you, but of course I want to welcome not only yourself, but of course Dr. your mom. We did want to have her on the show, but for particular reasons she couldn't be. We're gonna also we're gonna try and pull her in through virtual as well. But don't worry.
But this isn't our last time. Exactly, this is not our last time.
Exactly. There will be another time that we can bring her in. Yes, and so I want to big up those persons from the Tri-County Black Chamber of Commerce. But go ahead. You're the director.
Miss Leandra Thompson. She is the coordinator. She's the one that really just put all of this together. So I really want to thank her.
Wow, I met her in 2006. Wow. I told you guys, I think it was like, I don't know, I became mayor 1st March 2006. And I think it was like the following month, I believe, very close to that, that we were, they were here, and I had met Miss Leandra Thompson. She was the executive director at the time. Now she's the chairperson.
Yeah, she's an amazing woman, very kind woman. Dynamic. This is my first time partaking in the Tri-County Black Chamber of Commerce, and this was a wonderful opportunity. I'm so blessed, like, to have this opportunity and to just be here.
Yes,
So,
yes.
thank you.
All right, and so with that said, thank you, our viewers. As usual, I want to say this show was brought to you through the courtesy of Sea Belize Vacation Rentals and Tours. We're located at 5 miles Philip Golson Highway, right next to the Halover Bridge. You can call us at 501-615-4465 or 4467. Our website is Sea Belize, C as in S-E-E, seabelizevacation.com. And our team, we're here. We are here to ensure that you guys have the most awesome time. We also deal with events as well. And so just give us a call. I want to thank Mr. Marvin Martinez, our technician, and of course Kelvin LeBron Moya Flowers. I like to big him up. He's here, so both of them were doing their thing. And you know, I like to see how you and your mom doing your thing.
Of course.
And I love that, and I always push people to do that. That's what you need to do, you know. Build
Family is
that synergy
important.
and that strength. And
Yes, ma'am.
so I do that with Kelvin as well. And so thank you, everybody. I'd like to ask that we go ahead, and next week we'll be having another awesome show. So make sure you tune in every Tuesday. We're tuning in. We go live about 5 minutes to 7 p.m. So go ahead and put on that Sea Belize Vacation Rentals video, and we're out of here.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a
and
good
God
night.
bless.
Thank you.
Good night.